I've created a little model I call the 4P principle. I'm giving you the little triangle there, and this is, I actually have this in the back of my mind constantly, and I use this as a check whenever I'm involved in a conversation with a client. Because at any time during the conversation with the client, it is going to be about one of these 4 things: the price, the product, the problem, or their personal preferences. Every part of the conversation you have with a client is going to be covering one of these areas. My suggestion to you is, first of all, this is a bit like the iceberg. The first 2 sit above the water. They're the obvious ones. Yeah? What are you offering me, and how much does it cost? Generally, they're pretty obvious questions, aren't they? Your job is to be able to identify, first of all, what's the problem? What's the problem you're trying to solve? As Paul mentioned, what's your pain? But you need to be really specific. And here's what I have found is a really useful technique in doing that. I try to take them back to what I call the initiating moment. They say, oh, we're having a problem with our staff attitude. We're having a problem with our staff's ability to be able to sell this new product. You know, I'll try to take them back. When did you first become aware of that? Tell me the story behind that. What was the occasion when that happened? Because this is what I found. Clients have almost too much information available to them nowadays. So they have a problem. It's observable, they've seen they've got a problem. And so then they go out there and they seek information. And there's a ton of information available to them nowadays. And then they use that information, and because they're pretty proactive business people, they then come up with what they think is their solution to that problem. That solution then requires some product to be able to meet it. And then this is when they come looking for you. But most of the time, there's a disconnect here because their solution's wrong. Can you relate to this? Whereas I find if I can actually take them back to their initiating problem, then I can give them better quality information, maybe suggest a better solution, and then give them some confidence about how they can actually move forward. But this is what clients tend to do. Right? They've had a problem, they get the information, they get a clear idea in their mind of what their solution is. Yeah. Oh, so this is the product I need, so I just need to go out and find a supplier, a commodity provider that can give me this product. And if you go in there simply answering this need, then you're just being a commodity provider. Does that make sense? So you need to be able to find out what the initiating problem is. And then, and here's the killer, and this is the important one, then you need to be able to identify during that conversation, generally from their non-verbal communication, what are their personal preferences. You should be able to know within 5 minutes of a conversation with a client, are they a risk taker or are they a conservative? Do they want something really edgy? In which case I want to know that this is this fantastic new program that you just developed and it's right on the very, very edge, and I wouldn't try this with a lot of companies, but your company is obviously so innovative and so advanced that I think it will work really, really well with you. Or are they the conservatives that only want to see and have something rolled out in their business that they know has worked for 10 clients before and they can see the testimonial proof for that? Right. Are they primarily task-focused or relationship-focused? Do they want to get things done in the business and they don't care how many staff they burn, or do they want to keep their staff together regardless of the fact that they might have to compromise some of their outcomes? Where is their focus? What are their personal preferences? You become aware of this, you package your information acknowledging that, even though most of the time it's not spoken about. Think about luxury car salespeople.